welcome back to my channel. This is Gamer Dom, and my journey down the new Chinese tank destroyer line continues to tier 5. This is the 60G FT, sitting here after the Su-76G, which is an outstanding tank destroyer, and I think I am probably going to keep it at least temporarily. You've got this 60G here at tier 5. We then move on to the WZ131G, T34 2G, WZ11111111, etc. down the line. So, what is this thing? It's big, it's slow, it's bad. Yeah, I'm not enjoying this grind very much on this tank. Let's take a look at its equipment. So it starts with an 85, well, it has two 85mm guns. The base 85mm is exactly the same as you had on the tier 4 tank, a pretty reasonable gun actually. Then there's an upgraded 85mm tracks and engine and radio, so fairly simple grind for this tank. Let's have a look at the two guns. There we go. Oops. So on the left is the stock gun, which is, as I say, the same gun as you had on the Su-76G FT, but well, that was a tier 4 tank, so probably only seeing 5s and 6s on a regular basis. Then it has to deal with tier 7s, because as a tier 5 you will face tier 7s, and especially as a TD, because they get a little bit of naughty matchmaking, which affects their positioning in the matchmaking. So 13.3 rounds per minute with the stock gun, which drops actually to 12.5 with the better top tier gun. 128, 172 with premium, and 43 penetration, which rises to 145, 220 and 43 with the top gun. 160 average damage, 180 with the top gun, so well worth that. This is where this basic gun really struggles though. 0.43 dispersion is horrible, even with the top gun 0.38, and you'll see some of the games I played, the shell just goes all over the place if you're firing at range. 0.38, I would have said it's a lot worse than that, frankly. Aim time's not horrible. 2.3 is not great, but it's not terrible, and it's an excellent 1.7. But it's all very well having good aim time, but if you still can't hit anything at distance, it kind of defeats the object. And that's my experience of this gun. It's fair to say I haven't enjoyed this tank very much. It's a bit of a struggle. It's a bit of a struggle. So I have got a very good crew in here. You can see I've been knocking the bejesus out of the tier 8 premium, because this is the crew that have been sitting in there, so I'm already on to almost my second crew skill with these guys, because it's such a good tank and I enjoy it so much. So with a decent crew, so that's the caveat, I'm getting 2,600 average damage. My aim time is now 1.59, and dispersion 0.36, but as I say, it feels a hell of a lot worse than that. Gun depression is actually a very good -8. It's a pretty good hill fighter. You can poke over the top, however it is extremely high, and the armor is nil on this thing. So let's have a look at the armor, just while we're talking about that. So hit points 400, armor 25, 20, 20. It's a tier 5 TD. Let's go and have a look at what that means in Tanks GG. Look at its armor profile. Well, simple fact is it hasn't got any. So 30mm frontal armor, but look how flat that lower plate is. So that is just 30. Absolutely 30 if you bang on it. But the upper plate is even worse. 25mm, even angled as it is, gives you 27mm. Okay, if you angle a bit you might get 30 there, and 33 at the bottom, 34 at the bottom, but it's a tier 5 tank, right? You're going to be confronting people who've got over 100 pen all the time. This gun mantle, or the turret, I guess what would be the turret, even angled again, nice angling, 20 degrees of angling, but 26mm, you know, you can't polish a turd, as the expression goes. You know, this thing just doesn't have any armour. Side armour, 20mm. Yeah, it's like a box. It is a box on tracks. The only place you might block something really is tracks that might eat, because it's 15mm of spaced armour, or this gun mantle. Even that gun mantle, sheesh, look at that, 30mm of spaced armour. Around a bit further here you've got two lots of 30mm spaced armour, so that's got a fair chance of stopping things. But really, yeah, armour is not your thing if you're in the 60G. So yeah, it's big, it's got no armour, it's just horrible from that point of view. You get shot at, you're killed. Simple as that. 26 tons, 450 horsepower engine gives you 17 power ratio, which is okay. 45 top speed, 39 traverse speed. Again, it's not as nimble as the tier 4 version, but it's okay. It's nothing terrible. It gets around, particularly when you unlock the top engine and top tracks. But look at that, camo rating of 12.7 is horrible. This thing is spotted from Mars. It's not good. In return, its view range is, what are we getting here? Oh, I can't work that one out. About 370, I think it is, something like that. I'm using binos and ventilations on this, and that gets me up to 435, which is, you know, a very good spotting range. So, yeah, not the most fun tank to play. I'm not enjoying it that much. I've played 21 games when I'm recording this. I've averaging 585 damage in it, which, bearing in mind, in the tier 4 I was averaging 526, so yeah, I'm not impressed with this thing particularly. But let's equip it, take it out, and see what we can do with it. It just doesn't play right. You know, normally TDs, when they have no armour, you sit back and you snipe, and you remain hidden, and you let the gun do the work, and then you relocate. Now this thing can relocate because the speeds are not too bad, but good luck remaining hidden. And we'll see whether we can do any more luck. But my problem with a gun is fairly variable in terms of accuracy. I've had games where I can remember one game, I don't think I was thinking about showing it just purely for the point of view of the accuracy. I was firing at distance, admittedly, you know, a long way, almost at the end of my view range, onto an 82 who was sitting in the open. He wasn't behind a cover or anything, he wasn't even moving, he was just sitting there. So I had perfect opportunity to line up shot after shot after shot at the commander's hatch. And I think I must have fired 10 shots and hit it twice. Now, okay, you say, well, point whatever is accuracy, what do you expect? But my point is, if that's the role of this tank, to sit back and snipe, it's got to have a more accurate gun to do that. Without it, it kind of just doesn't really have a role to play. Oh, I've been spotted. There you go, straight away. And now I've fallen off the cliff. Oh, Jesus. And there you go. There again. I didn't do anything special. I hadn't fired. And I was spotted. And because you're a big, thick target, you get spotted very, very easily. Very easily. And that does make it infuriating to play. I'll say, there you go, I've been spotted again. The trouble is, in a game with all the artillery like this, getting spotted is in the lightly armed tank. There you go, T-71. It's him firing at me, I knew it was. I'm dead. There you go, dead. No, What can you do about that? You know, I didn't even fire a shot there. So this was my first game in the 60G using the Top Gun. So still 85mm, but better aim time, better penetration. In theory, better accuracy, but slightly slower rate of fire. Still pretty good. I mean, with this crew, it's a good crew. 4.05 reload time, which is pretty darn good for an 85mm shell. However, the same problems arise with this tank. It is big, it is boxy, it has no armour, and it's not that good. So as Redshire's going to head up into the snipey spot here. Like usual, there's a couple of mediums coming here instead. I can't complain, I do this too sometimes, depending on the medium I'm playing. I'd much rather they pushed ahead there. They got the dirt guns as well, so they've got no chance of doing anything. But I'm not going to sit back and wait for them. I'm going to push on, get up into this bush up here. Fortunately, it means I missed an M4 shot, but can't have everything. Better to get in a good position, ready for hopefully more targets. 67, is he behind? Oh, he's just there. Come on, lock up. Just took too long to get into line the shots up. Enemy heavies and mediums heading up the heavy line. Chinukai, hit him and bounce. So we'll go for the lighter target, shall we? Okay, KV1. Pen him. Let's go back. Now the gunner's worked out how to fire the gun. There we go. Nice shot, sets the Chinukai on fire, and the second shot finishes him off. Fire wouldn't have killed him, so nice shot on the KV1, and he's down too. So that's not a bad start. 833 damage. You can see that gun is. Here we go. Can we get this M4? It's pulling back, but the dip on the shell, the velocity of the shells on this 85 must be very, very low, because you'll see it dip repeatedly at distance. So when you're aiming at range, and bear in mind this is 400 and something meters I'm firing, you need to, see I fired too low there, you need to aim for the top half of the tank, because the shell will loop like that one did. Penned him, left him on 3 health typically. And this is kind of where this tank is fantastic. We're sitting here, nobody's paying us any attention, nobody's even seen us yet, I don't think, and we're able to just put long range sniping fire. Now the problem is, as we know, most of the maps are corridors, and there isn't as much cover as you might want. Oh, there's a leopard, he's probably spotted me. He's certainly spotted me. KB1. Aim time, as you say, you see, is fantastic, but unfortunately didn't allow that one to aim, and then I tried auto aim and that was stupid. And when I actually aimed properly, I hit him. But you can see again the loop of this shell. That one didn't loop as much as I anticipated, but you can see the accuracy. So we're winning this game 7-4. It's quite a convincing win so far. 267 sitting up there. Don't think I've got a shot on him. He's down anyway. Bit worried about his KV1. Oh, it's a bishop. So you got to bash the bishop when you get a chance. That's what I say. Sort of a British joke there. And of course I managed to not pen. And auto lock on a moving target done is not a sensible thing to do. So aim, aim. There you go. That's better. Can we finish him off? Yes, we can. Nice. Bishop is bashed. Right, and this is where I make a bit of a boob. So there's a G1R, and I forgot that this thing carries a dirt gun. And I should have gone and finished off the leopard there, because although he might have hit me, he wouldn't have done much damage. However, a dirt gun against 25mm of frontal armour, yeah, that was inevitable, wasn't it? What a knob. Anyway. Yeah, so there you go, see the beauty of this tank. And to be fair, I don't come up against a G1R very often, and it's first. I think it was one of my very first games of playing this tank itself, so it was getting used to it. So I should have gone for the Leopard, finished him off, because it just doesn't have any armour. So you can take a few machine gun shots from the Leopard, but you'll get one-shotted, as I was, by that derp gun. Anyway, we're back with the result. So that was a third class. We got Bruiser and we got Fire for Effect. I must say, I mean, I've got second and thirds in this thing. I haven't got anything higher than that, and so it does tend to point out that probably people are getting some good results with this TD. However, my feeling is that it's a situational thing, that you will only get them every so often. You will get an absolute blinder, because this gun is a good gun. It does a lot of damage. It's got a lot of pen for a tier 5, but you can probably play, I don't know, 10 games, you get one good game, really good game, and the rest are, you know, average to shit. That's my feeling on it. Maybe I'm wrong, but let me know if you got this tank and you played it, what you think. So finished top on damage, yeah, top on damage, about fourth on base XP, 1528 damage, 2 kills, 626 base XP, fired 17 shots, hit with 11 and penned with 9 for that 1500. We took one hit, well, it was that auto pen from the well, not auto pen, but it was the derp gun penetration from the G1R that just one-shotted us. 27,000 credits, didn't fire any premiums, so didn't need to, so 21,000 profit and 939 experience. So this time we're on Fisherman's Bay. It is a tier 5 game, so we're top tier. 5 tier 5s and 10 tier 4s. So I'm going to play this exactly how I would usually play Tank Destroyer. I'm going to go down initially and support the one line, getting into my favourite spot. You can see rattle along a good old pace. Not a sluggish tank by any means, this thing. Fully equipped now, obviously, so you're going to have a bit of speed when you're fully equipped. But you watch what happens here. I got spotted here. There you go. Spotted immediately. Luckily, I had 6th sense, so I pulled back. Now, it's probably that Stuart that spotted me. Look at all the shells that whistled through. But the trouble with this thing is it's so darn big. So you get spotted very, very easily. However, the good thing is that gun. See, the aim time, very, very limited. Managed to take down that M8A1. Took a shot from the artillery and amazingly didn't suffer very much for it. He should have absolutely annihilated me. Stuart out there, can we get a shot on him? Ah, wasted that shot. Wasted that shot. Can we get a kill here? There we go. Ammo-racked him to boot. 3-0. I'm moving because they know I was there. And if that arty's reloaded, he might try a speculative shot on me. It looks like we've got quite a lot of ground up here on this flank. So the Lee won't be able to see me. It's too far. But I can see him. That shell seemed to be heading somewhere other than at him, but yeah, got him. Second shot. Oh, this is the top of the Lee's turret, which is like a Empire State Building. Now, where did that one go? That looked like it definitely hit. Yeah, that one didn't. So we're 5-1 up. Gonna keep pushing. Gonna keep pushing. Now, this is where I'm finding this tank comes into its own. If you are supporting supporting tanks that are moving forward, and if they're active moving, you can have some joy in this thing. So here we go, another case in point. That Hetzer's been spotted by our team. First shell, that's the accuracy. There you go, drops into the floor. Next shot actually does hit the Hetzer. Can we get another shot? Yes. Took him down. Had loaded premium just in case because he was spinning round. And the Hetzer's arm was quite trollish, so we're winning this game convincingly. 8-4. What was a Leo? Hello, Leopard. Get the gun down. Nice shot. Amazing I wasn't spotted before that, which I just find extraordinary. Missed the Leo again. It's probably because there was a couple of bushes between me. Put a nice shot into his arse. 49 health points left. And I'm taking shot from a Grant. Now I've got to get moving. There's another Grant shot. Only small hits, but wow, they'll piss you off. It's 7 plays 10. Now the only problem is you look at the map, and I didn't notice this right away, and it's partly my fault what happens, but you can see there's nothing in our cap apart from the AMX A20 and the AMX artillery. Nothing on our side of the map. All our tanks are down here, and there goes the enemy capping. Now about this point I realise, and I've got to get back, because nobody else is making any effort to get back. There's 2 in the enemy, in our cap. 3 are in our cap, so that's something we've got acceleration over the red team, but now they've got 3 as well. But it's close enough, this is going to be a draw. What a waste. Unless I can get up there. The A20 is just not moving. I try to ping him and encourage him to move, but yeah, all our guys are just sitting in a huddle around the map. Don't know where that shell went, because I was even aiming at the cap, which was my bad. And that's it. It was all over. Draw. So that game ended in a draw. My last ditch shots didn't do any good at all, but that was kind of the optimum game for that tank. Using the gun depression to poke over, to just keep trust to the fact troops are ahead of you. There's other people to shoot at than you. That's really what you want in this tank. Just behind them, so you got the accurate gun to cause a bit of damage to the enemy, but not be taken apart by the enemy. And you saw I was spotted very, very early in that game, because this thing is so frigging big. You can't hide it, and if you can't hide it, you're going to get hit by whatever low caliber shells get fired at it, and they're going to pen you. And that's the big problem. But when the gun fires, it can be deadly. You can see there, I did 3, got a 3rd class, got an arsonist, fighter, 5 for effect, and high caliber. And I have no doubt that in the weeks to come you will see some, well, just the fact that was only a 3rd class, you will see monster games coming up on there, where people just having just the most perfect scenario where this thing will just own the opposition. Unfortunately, you won't see the other 90% of the games where you do absolutely screw all. Came second on the team, top on damage by some considerable distance. I got 1235 damage and 4 kills, 341 base XP on a draw, fired 17 shots, hit with 9, penned with 9 for that 1200 damage. I took 2 hits myself, both of which penned me. Got 25mm of frontal armor, that'll do it. 19,700 credits plus 4,000 for courageous resistance, and gave me a nice 19,700 profit, which is good. 512 experience with a premium account, with the benefit for being courageous resistance, plus some personal reserve bonus, gave me 1,300, and 4 experience for the crew. Okay, so this game will show you how I think this tank, is kind of situational. It can do some good damage, no doubt about it, but you need to be a support tank. You need to be pure support TD. So this is a tier 7 game, so a bottom tier on Mountain Pass, and I'm going to go very defensive to start with. I'm going to just head up onto this hill and see whether we can support anything that's coming down the middle. Anything crossing across the middle we might be able to get shot at distance, although the loop on this shell might make that tricky, but certainly we should be able to help. against anything coming up the across the bridge. And they haven't removed this climb, which is good. Not much of a climb, even an underpowered TD like this can get up it. You can see, I can't quite see any, I can't see that KV2, and it's not worth a pot shot. IS should see something in a minute, but I'm just keeping my eye in the middle just to see whether there's anything there that pops up that we can take a snapshot of. And there's a KV30 down there. Unfortunately, I was waiting for my gun to aim in, and the Jagdpanther beside me fired instead and scared him off, which is a real shame because I could have put a nice shell into his side and tracked him. Looks like they've pulled back, so not an awful lot in the middle, I would suggest. This Jagdpanther wants to get up and share my little bit of space, which is nice of him, but it's kind of limiting my traverse, which is a little concerning. Still nothing doing down there. Our guys are crossing the bridge now, and VK's back. That looked like that shell had missed, but it sort of looped in like a corkscrew and took 160 health off that VK, which is good. So T-34. Oh, there's a few targets over here now. I need to get over here and help these boys. Aiming in on the Swedish tank. For a change, that didn't dip as much as I thought it was going to, which is frustrating because I played for the, and again played for the loop and it didn't loop. So then of course I aim for the middle of the tank and it drops. There you go. Let's fire the VK instead, and I track him. No, I didn't track him. Ah, here you go. Dropping shell. Dropping shell. So we've had a couple that have flown high. That one flew high, but actually did pen his turret. So the pen is pretty good on this thing, but the accuracy is shocking. Oh, I can see a KV2 sitting in the middle. Snapshotted that. Should have waited because he's still there. Look at that, nice shot. You can see at this sort of distance, I can hit this guy. KV3 coming across the middle. No, that hit the rock. Is he still there? No. There's a load of tanks in the on the bridge, Dom. On there, yeah. Hold up, hold up. You are paying attention. Ah. Slow velocity shell, looped in, took its time. And look at that again. This is what I mean. The accuracy of this gun is very, very variable. It's not as good as it's made out to be on the stats. The base gun has terrible accuracy, but you can see there the loops are just ridiculous. Now those last three shells all went true and straight, but then every so often there's another one that just goes, you know what, I'm going to go where the hell I like. And that seems to be what happens with this tank, with this gun. I mean, to be fair, if it wasn't like that, this thing would be devastating, because at long range sniper with zero armour, you could handle the zero armour. But the variability of the gun is frustrating. Anyway, we're winning 8-4. I think it's time for me to go a bit more ballsy. Hopefully there's nothing waiting around this corner. I'm going to try and get a piece of this KV3, but he's being gently eaten. He's actually more being roasted rather than eaten at the moment. He's on fire. He's going to be dead before I get a chance to fire at him. Yeah, sure enough, there he goes. And also the Type 64 also dies. And you know, this is now we've got a bit more mobility, so this is kind of cool. It's nice when it moves like this. We're doing 45, 40 kph. We hit the slope, we lose a bit of that because it's quite a big tank. Not particularly heavy, but you know, for no armour, it's pretty chunky. Let me get round behind this VK. Loaded a skill round. Don't think I'm going to need it for the VK, but I thought I was going to need it on the KV3. Which is why I'd loaded it. VK is about to die, is he? Just as we get round to have a shot at him, he disappears, but he still spots me because there's a delay effect on being spotted, which is frustrating. So now everything around their base knows I'm coming. Now where are they? Going to be up on the top of the hill, I wonder? Could well be. Spin round. And of course he's over there, to my right. And I can't get a shot on him. So where's the... well, we know the T-29's down the valley. So where's the Sherman? Where's the M4? Is he up the top here? No, he's right behind me. Spin round. Am I going to get a shot on him before I die? Oh, I did. Good stuff. He's down. Right. T-29 next. Last thing left. There he is. Which way is he looking? He's looking at me. And that's that. No armour. See? No armour. Never mind. They clean him up and we win. So that was a second class. We got fire for effect badge. Finished up fourth on the team again. 743 base XP. 1030 damage, 2 kills. Fired 20 shots, hit with 9, penned with 7. That long range firing is so variable in this gun. We took 3 hits ourselves, all 3 penned us. There's no armour. 500 assistance damage as well. Nearly 26,000 credits. Nearly 20,000 profit. 1,115 experience for the crew. So there you go. The 60G FT fake tank. The tier 5 Chinese tank destroyer. Big, boxy, and bad. That's how I describe it. Sluggish, very little armour. A gun that is just so wayward when it's at any distance, so you need to get close and then your armour kills you, or lack of armour kills you. Yeah, disappointing I think is the word I would use, especially after the tier 4 was so much fun. This thing is just well, you got to grind through it, that's all I will say. Anyway, I hope you found this video useful. If you did, give it a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And in the meantime, enjoy your games, have fun, try not to take it too seriously, and I will see you again. This is Gamer Dom, signing out.